Okie dokie. Looks like we are recording the volume. Wow, this is cool. This is so cool, Apollo. Okay. Hey there, everyone. It's Anthony, back with another video here on Single and Placing. Hi. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Weekday, week, month, evening, morning, overnight, all of that good stuff. We are here up on Lookout Mountain, just outside of Golden. We've been up here a few times, but I didn't quite feel like going all the way to the off-leash dog park with Apollo today. Kind of wanted to stay close to home, but I still wanted to get some good nature and some fresh air in us. So I was like, okay, let's go to Lookout Mountain. It's only about a 10-15 minute drive up the hill, and we'll get some good steps in, some good mileage in. Oh, let me set my watch. Okay, but we're just gonna go over here on this side for a second. So that we're gonna be facing east here, looking down into Golden. We're just gonna come over here just so we can see the town. I can show you what it looks like from up here, and then we'll cross the street and go over to the side that has the Boettcher Mansion, and we'll go on the hike over there because it's less hilly, less slippery. We've still got, a decent amount of snow up here, plenty of snow on the trails. So as much as I'd like to, I'd like to avoid slipping and sliding off the mountain if I can manage it. So yeah, and then as far as filming goes, my last video, that super long responding to your comments vlog, I recorded that in 4K, but the file size of actually uploading that, I don't know if we're gonna see the town. It gets a little too it's a little too steep over there for me to walk. Maybe we'll do that when the snow melts a little bit more. We're coming up here a little early in the season to be doing steep slopes. I'm already slipping and sliding a little bit. Oh, are you loving the snow, you little snow bunny? But anyway, I filmed that video in 4K. Come on, this way. Filmed that video in 4K, went to go upload it as a ProRes 4K video, and the file size was enormous because it was a super long video to begin with. The file size was enormous, and so it was bigger than I could upload using the storage devices that I have to do my editing. It technically could have fit, but just barely, and the computer was like really struggling to process it. And so I knocked it down to 1080p. I bumped it down, but that kind of defeats the purpose of filming at that quality anyway. And so I've decided, I've got it set at 2K now, and we'll see what that file size looks like. It looks like it might, just from the camera settings, it looks like it might be twice as, or half as big. So hopefully I don't know, the last video, it looked really good, but that was still in 1080p. So I'm hoping I can get, sorry, I'm just picking up some dog poo. So hold on, I'll come back just a second. All right, sorry about that. So yeah, I have it filming in 2.7 or 2K, something like that. 2.7K. So hopefully that adds a little bit more detail. Come on. Detail and brightness. Because the 4K didn't work, so I had to process it in 1080p, but the file size was still really big, the original file size. So processing that video on YouTube took almost 12 hours to process and upload, maybe even longer. I woke up in the morning and it was finally finished. So it might have been longer than 12 hours. I don't remember, but super long time. A lot of that has to do with my internet, but still, that's extraordinarily long to put up a vlog. Even one that's that long is still surprisingly long. So hopefully this half the size will be a little bit better. We're already starting to run low on battery, but I have all my batteries. Hopefully they're charged. Geez, I was not prepared for today. All charged. Okay, we're good. So if the video cuts out, I'll just swap the battery. But yeah, we're just up here for a little walk, a little exercise. I have one specific topic that was my intention. I was like, let me bring my filming stuff. This seems to be a topic that I'm going to be discussing. So yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. I hope things are going good, having a good weekday, weekend, week, month, evening, morning, overnight, all of that good stuff. Let's go. Yeah, we're just gonna try to put a couple miles in, get him some exercise. Oh no. Oh, they're in my pocket. I was like, his poop bags fell out of the little case, but I took them out and put them in my pocket. Let me just zip that up. I was like, oh my gosh, I just littered an entire thing of poop bags on the trail, but I didn't. Okay, let's go this way. Oof, it is slippery and slidey. Whoa, you're gonna turn me around? Okay. Let's go. Forward march. Good boy. So yeah, this is what's happening. Just a little update vlog. As far as life stuff, it's only been this side. Apollo. Good boy. It's only been a few days since that last vlog, so I don't have a ton of life updates for you. I had Monday off, which was nice, or yesterday at the time of filming this. And we just did a lot of just housekeeping stuff, life-keeping stuff. Apollo had a vet appointment, and that went really well. He is extremely healthy, verbatim from the vet. His vet loves him. She's really sweet. I think it's Dr. Lori or something. But she's super duper sweet and nice, and she loves Apollo, and I really like that vet office. It's called Table Mountain Veterinary Clinic, and it's just outside of Golden. And I've been taking him there since he was a pup, but now that we live in Golden, it's much closer. But they're super nice. I think I mentioned it because I weighed him at the pet store. He's right around 82 pounds and doing good. Healthy weight for his breeds and overall size. So he's looking good, feeling good. He got a Bordetella booster vaccination, which is just oral, so he didn't have any problems with it. He didn't have problems with his shots either. He's pretty calm at the vet. But yeah, just an oral one. It wasn't due until June, but just with that dog illness going around, they suggested I can do it as often as 6 months if I so choose. And I mean, it was like $30, so I was like, okay, let's go ahead and do it just to make sure that he's safe, especially because when we go on hikes and go to dog parks and stuff, a lot of times there will be a dog off leash, especially if it's an off leash dog park, or people will have their dogs off leash in an on leash area, and they run up and they're sniffing and playing. And that's happened a bunch of times with him, where a dog just runs up and I don't really have any control over it because he might also be off leash at that time. And so he ends up just playing with the dog. And so they suggested that's the best line of defense right now. I've been doing a lot of dog related research and learning the past few days. And I guess there is some research that's being done that might relate that illness to strain of bacteria that's in their stomach. It's nothing's confirmed. I don't know how reliable that source was. It was just a video that kind of started playing. So, and I didn't even watch the full thing yet. So, but they did say that some of the best prevention right now is, because this illness impacts their respiratory system, is a Bordetella, making sure they're up to date on their Bordetella vaccination, because that's also a respiratory illness that it's trying to prevent. So that's supposed to be helpful. Where they also said to minimize the risk of irritation to your dog's lungs is probably really smart. So not lighting any superly heavy scented candles or spraying like Febreze and stuff like that can irritate dogs' lungs if it's in the air. Getting some fresh air in the house so it's not so stuffy. Just trying to keep optimal like lung health for your pet is a good line of defense. It's not a cure and it's not 100% guarantee, but it's just protection. So that's kind of the mode here. I don't really spray very much of like scented stuff in the house. I have a bottle of like Febreze air freshener, but I rarely, if ever, use it. So I'm not too concerned about that. But I just definitely wanted to get him his Bordetella little, whoa, slippery snow, little booster. So come on, good boy. So that's what we're doing there for prevention. But yeah, other than that, I talked to her about his dog food. And the nice thing about that vet is they're not, from what I'm understanding, like some vets are really pro like specific dog food brands. You know, they have the dog food brand that they prescribe, or like Hill's Science Diet, depending on like a dog's concerns and stuff. And they do carry, that's the dog food that they have there at the vet, is Hill's Science Diet. But I always tell them when I'm feeding him and giving him raw treats and he's on this kibble and stuff, and I've never once had them be like, oh, you probably shouldn't do that, or you should switch to this other, you know, vet approved or whatever food. They've never, you know, questioned any of that stuff, which is nice. Either that means they don't care or they are okay with what I'm feeding him. But I have been doing, ever since I went to that specialty pet store and they kind of walked me through a lot of stuff, I've been doing a lot of learning about raw food diets, which I've done in the past when I first got Apollo, you know, raw feeding and stuff. And I mentioned it on the last vlog that it's something that kind of scares me a little bit because I just don't know about like proper nutrition and that kind of thing. But I've been finding more and more raw food brands that take care of that stuff for you. So rather than me going to like the butcher and being like, give me a bunch of chicken or give me a bunch of beef or something like that, there's companies that have raw food products that you can purchase to varying levels of quality and stuff like that. And one of the things I'm trying to avoid is synthetic additives, like, you know, like chemical sprays that they put on the food to give them their nutrients, because the kibble doesn't have it anymore after it's been processed. So I'm trying to find brands that don't use any synthetics, and I found a company that I've gotten treats from for a long time, but they have raw food, and it's called Anderson Pet Food, and it's actually local. It's a Colorado company, and they source all of their proteins and everything from ranches here in Colorado. So you can actually go to, I can, because I'm local, I can go to the farms and ranches where they're, you know, raising the lamb, and they have got a farm in Montrose, which would be a long drive for me. It's up in the mountains, but that's where they get their buffalo from. And so you can trace all the ingredients, and it's super local. You know, it's only going a few hours to the company, as opposed to, across the world or whatever for their sourcing. So after this walk, we're gonna pop over to the pet supply store that carries it locally, which isn't too far, and I'm just gonna talk to them about pricing and stuff, because I don't know, they don't have the prices listed on their website, because if you live locally and they see you're accessing the site from a local IP address, like a Colorado one, they don't ship to you and provide pricing. For Colorado residents, they really encourage you to go to and support your small local pet stores and talk to them about it. And hopefully they're all educated on all of that stuff, because I need to know, are you going to suggest that I supplement anything? Or, I need to know all that stuff. But hopefully, once I get a better understanding of it all, I can start getting that for him. The other reason why I've been pretty reluctant is it's all frozen. And so I'm like, I'm going to have to make space in the freezer and all of that stuff. But from their website, it looks like they might carry various sizes. So I can keep a few in the freezer, and then enough for, I think they said, up to 6 days thawed in the fridge. Once it's thawed, you want to feed it to them within 6 days. So I'm like, okay, I can keep 6 days worth in the fridge, the rest in the freezer. So that's kind of the plan there. So we might be going raw with Apollo, or at least partially, see how he does with that. I mean, he's a super healthy dog as it is, but the more I read about, issues with these big pet food suppliers and these big kibble suppliers, it just, I want to give him the best that I can afford or I can manage. And, not only do I want him just alive, I want him to thrive, So yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm still gonna give him his Carnivore and the Smack, that fancy kibble that I ordered from Canada. So he'll still get that, but I'm thinking the raw food I'll just do once in a while, mix it up a little bit. It's literally bison meat, bison heart, bison liver, bison kidneys, some parsley, cranberries, the stuff that he needs for his nutritional value. It's got some kale, that type of stuff. So it's not it's going to be overloading him. So I'm almost going to treat it like a little food topper, just a little bit on top of his kibble, see how he does. And if he really takes to it, then maybe we'll incorporate more down the line. But I'm definitely going to use all the stuff that I already purchased, and it's all really good stuff. None of the stuff that I ordered, the dry food, has synthetic ingredients, and Carnivore is baked, it's not extruded. One of these days, if anyone's interested, if you're a dog owner and you're interested in learning more, I can put together, at this point, with all of the learning and from veterinary dietitians and scientists and nutritionists and holistic vets, I'm trying to take it in from a bunch of different viewpoints, just like I do with a lot of stuff. I want to hear all sides of it. I can probably put together a pretty comprehensive video on some of the common things that people are concerned about. I certainly would never provide any recommendations for your animal, because I'm not a vet, I'm not a nutritionist or anything like that. I'm just an obsessive consumer. So I can provide that level of what I've learned. But yeah, raw food it's a little bit easier than I was initially worried about, as far as how to make sure he gets what he needs. So yeah, we'll see. And he has another vet checkup in June, so we'll keep an eye on his weight and all that stuff. I'm honestly not that concerned about it. I don't think I'm taking some crazy huge risk or anything, but I just want to make sure that he gets everything he needs. But yeah, how are we looking? 14%, that's fine. We'll keep going. So that's a little update there. that carnivore is baked as opposed to extruded at like super high heats. And then the smack is just air dried. So it's very minimal heat and stuff. So, and then of course the raw is raw. Holy moly, this snow is deep. Okay. Whew. Whew. That was quite the little hill. Oh my word. So yeah, that's updates with Apollo stuff. And I got him some frozen raw just duck feet and duck heads. And I tried giving him the duck foot. He likes chicken feet. He'll eat chicken feet. I gave him the duck foot. He was not interested. He did not like it. He kept like biting it and tasting it and then spitting it out and leaving it on the kitchen floor, and then I'd have to go get the Lysol and wipe where he had set it and then put it back in his bowl. He'd wander over his bowl, pick it up, kind of gnaw on it for a second, and then drop it again somewhere else. And I'm like, okay, I can't chase you all around the house cleaning up duck foot smears, and it's really gross, so I threw it away. So I'm gonna try the duck heads. He's eaten a freeze-dried or like dehydrated duck head before, but these are just these are just raw. What? Okay, there we go. Here we go. Do you love the snow? Come here. Come here, Snow Bunny. Good boy. Let's go. Let's go. He is such a little snow bouncer. I need to, this weekend, my plan, because it's supposed to be warm the rest of this week. It's in like the high 50s right now, which is awesome. It's supposed to be like this all week and this weekend. So if that happens and the roads stay clear, then I'll probably take him up to the mountains and let him run wild, because there's a lot of snow up there. So I like it when there's lots of snow, but the roads are clear. That's like ideal for me. But anyway, so the duck heads, yeah, he'll eat them if they're like crunchy and dried, but we'll see how he likes the raw, like wet raw duck heads. They're so nasty, but we'll see if he likes them. But anyway, so that's going on. First day back at work after the long weekend. Pretty quiet, knock on wood. Was able to keep up pretty well all day today and get caught up from the stuff that I missed on Friday pretty quickly. So happy about that. And as far as diamond painting goes, we'll talk about my personal diamond painting stuff, and then we'll talk about the topic, today's DP topic. But let me swap out the battery before that. That way I don't lose you halfway through the conversation. 1 second. All right, let's keep moving, big boy. The other thing I forgot to mention is this is the first time I'm using the new wireless microphone setup. I was having issues with it turns out it was an issue with the camera, but, oh, jeez, is really slippery over here. But I ended up getting the new microphones because this new version connects to my camera without the receiver. So I'm not fiddling with this piece that I have to stick to the side of the camera, and I'm worried that it's going to get jostled or anything like that. It just connects like Bluetooth headphones essentially. And setting it up for the first time when I got out of the car, I was like, this is so much nicer than having to like plug in the receiver, make sure that's connected properly, then connecting the microphone to that, making sure those are talking. And now it just says, when you turn on the camera, it just says you're connected to microphone 1, and then you just go. And there's no wires, nothing. So it's very convenient and nice, which I love. So that's a new little update. But yeah, as far as diamond painting goes, I've got my whips. I've got, come on, Moose Ne Lob Moose from Jaded Gem Shop, No Progress. Let's go. I've got Summer by Alphonse Mucha, no progress since the last time we spoke. I've got my mystery kit from Ivy Dollamore, no progress since the last time we spoke. But I also have Astronomer by Miles Pinckney and Diamond Art Club, and I was able to work on that a little bit yesterday, and I have about half a section left and I will be halfway done. So I'm doing this for the Astronomer Paint Along 2024 that Mia over at Mia's Life with KFS is hosting. And that event started January 1st. It ends at the end of this month. And I'm like, oh, great. Well, 2 months in and I'm halfway done with the kit. But I feel happy that I at least got that far. Obviously, we still have a few more days left in the month, so I'll probably be able to get a little bit more done. But I am happy with that progress because I've been doing a lot while I've been working on that kit. I finished Borealis during that time. I moved. So I've had a lot of life stuff going on. So I didn't even think I'd get that far in 2 months. But yeah, so it's going to be probably my main whip for the rest of the month. See how far I can get this month. And now that I'm settled in at the new place, hopefully I can make some good progress. Don't think I'll finish it, obviously, in a few days, but make some good progress on it. And it might be my main whip that I continue to focus on until it's done, or at least through March, we'll see. I'm not feeling, and of course, my mood might change, but I'm not feeling super motivated to work on Summer from Alphonse Mucha right now because it's beautiful, but a ton of neutral tones and confettied to the gods. So I just, every time, sorry, you're gonna be bouncing a lot more in this video because I'm either slipping or my weight collapses the snow, and so I fall into the snow. Oh, we've got a dog up here that is off leash. Hold on, come on, come back, come back. Let's wait for them to pass. Jeez. It says specifically at the start of this hike, dogs must, in all caps, be on leash. So annoying. So annoying. Oh, he's really friendly. It's like, I don't care if your dog got a Nobel Prize for solving world peace. It says must be on leash. Anyway. So yeah, Summer is just a very confetti heavy kit, and a lot of neutral tones. And every time I go to start a diamond painting session, you know, I usually pick between my whips and decide what I'm going to work on that day or that night. And the past few times I go to look at my 3 that I'm considering, and I'm like, I'm not in the mood right now for all of that, even though it's round. But like I said, it takes a very long time for me to complete each section because I'm single placing a good majority of it. I'm like, if I'm going to do that right now, I want at least a little bit of color in my life. I'm just in a colorful mood, I guess. And so I keep reaching for, or I've been more inclined to either reach for my mystery kit, even though there's a ton of 310 color blocking. At least it moves fast. And then Astronomer has not a ton of colors, but, well, I guess it does. It's got like 66 colors. Nothing like super like poppy like pinks and stuff, but it still has colors to it. And yeah, I'm just enjoying that one the most right now. So we'll see, but they will all get done eventually. And I don't have anything, well, I have all the stuff I've kitted up, which I'm not going to cover in this video as far as like what I have kitted up, but nothing that I have kitted up I'm planning on starting anytime soon. Right now, I'm pretty much going to be waiting for my Jaded Gem Shop kits to come in, and I'll kit up probably 1 or 2 of those for the Jaded Jamboree. And then, depending on how far I get with those, I might carry those over into Summer with the Masters, or kit up another one of those old Masters for Summer with the Masters. So we'll see. I need to connect with Katie and start discussing some additional details and stuff, but more information on Summer with the Masters will be coming soon. So yeah, that's kind of my summer, is going to be Jaded Gem Shop Old Masters kits. And I have that custom that I ordered from Jaded Gem Shop that I'm going to surprise everyone with. I know I'm going to want to kit that up and start on it immediately too. So hopefully I get Astronomer or something done next month. That way I don't have so many whips going, but who knows? I say that like so many whips as if right now I have 4, and I think the maximum I've ever had is like 8 or 9, so I act like 4 is this huge number, but it's just become what I'm used to over the past few months is a lower amount, but it'll probably jump up here during the summer. But anyway, and then as far as like purchases, I didn't get anything from Diamond Art Club over this most recent release. And then they announced 3 mystery kits today, I think, that are going up tomorrow at the time of filming this. I haven't looked at the mystery kit Facebook group to see what the actual images are, but I just by the topics, like the subject matter of the images, I don't think I'll be getting any of those. So probably won't be picking any of that up. We'll see. I need to go look and see what the images are, but I don't have any plans to. The only thing that I can think of that I might want to get soon, we'll see, is I sent an idea over to Jade about a type of custom, and I haven't heard back from her yet. But once I do, if she can make happen what I've asked her to do, then I might be ordering 1 more kit from Jade. But other than that, no real plans on anything. I haven't seen any announcements for regular releases from Diamond Art Club for this coming weekend, so that might change things, but we'll see. Hopefully I'm good, because I need to get a finish under my belt. It's been a minute. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Good boy. Yeah, it's been a minute. Oh, slippery day. Woo, it's a slippery day. Come here. Okay, let's go. Thought he was gonna start doing his zoomies, but he's loving it. He is such a little snow angel. Aren't you? You're such a little snow angel, huh? But yeah, that's kind of updates on pretty much everything. As far as filming goes, I haven't really filmed anything other than these vlogs, and then I filmed 1 or 2 unboxings at the new place, so you'll be seeing those in upcoming unboxings, which will most likely happen on Tuesdays. It's usually when I try to put out unboxings. So you'll see those. I want to get another couple more done this week, so I have, March pretty much taken care of. I'd like to film another portion of my comparing diamond painting pen tips video, so I might work on that this week or this weekend. We'll see. And then, yeah, I had plans to film a part of my parody video yesterday, but we ended up just running errands. Oh, in addition to Apollo going to the vet, I went and deep cleaned the car at the car wash. Just cleaned the crap out of that car. Come on, let's go. Deep cleaned the car, washed the car, cleaned up at the house a little bit. So it was just kind of like reset mode. And I haven't deep cleaned that car. Like, I went and got like the microfiber towels and the detailing spray and the window spray. Like, I did the whole thing. I haven't done that in a long time. It was well overdue for that. So I got into the car today and I was like, it feels like a new car. Just everything was so clean. And so yeah, that was good. Let me see if he can do some zoomies, because he's in a zoomy kind of mood. Come on, go, 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 go. Bounce, 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 bounce. Careful, careful. Okay, 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 okay. What? What? Do you want a snowball? Come here. Come here. You want a snowball? Whoop. Whoa, nice. You got all 4 legs off the ground that time. Good boy. Ready? Hup. Woo! Don't clothesline yourself. Ready? Huh. You really know how to jump. You're doing good. Huh. He is really launching. Maybe the snow makes him feel more like he can do his ups, but he usually doesn't get all 4 legs off the ground. Hup. Too close. Oh, I love you, bud. You're crazy. Hup. Get it. What is it? What is it? Get it. Get it. Get it. Can you dig? Get in there. What is it? Ready? Okay, one more. Oh, you missed that one. I'll give you a bonus. I'll give you a bonus. Okay, ready? Ready? Hop up. Come here. He's distracted. As we were driving up here, there was a couple different groups of deer that were, one group was crossing the road, the other one was kind of like off in the field a little bit. So there's a chance that we'll get some deer there. There's always a ton up here. I've also seen elk up here. I've seen a moose up here once. It's kind of crazy. Let's go. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah. So yeah, clean the car out. Dive and paint it a little bit, all that good stuff. But yeah, that's kind of everything life-wise. And just a lot of learning about dog nutrition and how kibble, regular kibble is made, what some of the risks are. Not necessarily risks, but just like I said, if you want a full video of this where maybe I'll make some notes and some talking points, but just like how common like everyday pet kibble is manufactured is just a little and watching a video of where they source like their ingredients, like when you think of like beef or pork byproduct meal. So if you see that on a package of dog food, like byproduct meal, the types of animals that are allowed to be used for that dog food, like diseased or downed animals, and like how they transport and care for that type of meat is a little scary. For a second there, I was like, oh, maybe I need to go vegetarian, because seeing a giant, 20-foot pile of animals sitting in a parking lot outside of like a rendering facility just like really churned my stomach. And I'm like, I don't want to feed that to my dog. I want him to have fresh, like good stuff, not a bunch of diseased animals that, were trucked in and just dumped in a parking lot, and then they're left there for days until the rendering facility can cook them down. I'm like, oy, oy, oy. So I don't know. To each their own. I'm not trying to judge. It's more just eye-opening for me because, I don't know. I just want to try to give him the best that I can personally afford right now. Of course, that could change in the future and I have to adjust things, but anyway, so that's kind of life stuff. Now, as far as the topic of the day, I got really interested in a piece of diamond painting news, and then I saw a couple comments, notifications about a couple of comments specific to this, and then I got several direct messages about this topic, and I was like, yeah, I'm fine talking about it. Let me look into it a little bit, and then I can try to cull together everything that I've learned. So, Diamond Art Club had started phasing out artwork from a specific artist. They started phasing out Hannah Lynn's artwork. I don't know how long ago they started putting her stuff on final edition or final release. I'm not sure if that was super duper recent or people just started noticing it, but it was mentioned on the Diamond Art Club Facebook group, like, hey, what's going on with the Hannah Lynn artwork? It's showing up as final run or final edition or whatever. And then I think Diamond Art Club posted on their Facebook group, the VIP Facebook group, that they came to a decision with Hannah Lynn that they're going to let the license expire and no longer carry her diamond paintings on Diamond Art Club, which is a total bummer. I never want to see an artist, leave the diamond painting space or no longer have the ability to get their canvases or get their images in artwork as diamond paintings. Like, never want to see that. I want as many artists for us to have access to that are legally licensed to create diamond paintings. So that was a huge bummer. Her style is not my personal favorite. I've said this several times, that I'm not super into like the big-eyed girl aesthetic. It's just has never been something that I'm called to. However, I do love some of the stylings of Hannah Lynn, and I think her artwork style, as far as like the composition and just overall look and the colors, are really cool. I have one, come on, let's go, good boy. I have one Hannah Lynn kit in my stash from a mystery box, and I don't even really remember what it is. I do have one. I think I've had a couple others in and out of my stash over the past couple of years from mystery kits that I've destashed, that type of thing. But I don't think I've ever like sought out specifically to buy a Hannah Lynn kit. Once again, just my tastes are a little bit different. Come on, good boy. But still, I know that Hannah Lynn is an incredibly popular artist. Come here. Incredibly popular artist on Diamond Art Club. From what I could gather from everyone's comments, huge blow to the Diamond Art Club, fanatics and diamond painting fanatics to lose Hannah Lynn. And so there was a lot of outpouring of like, what the heck? What's going on here? Why is this happening? They were Hannah Lynn's artwork seemed to be some of the highest selling or most popular images on Diamond Art Club. So what's going on here? And so I saw all that. I was like, oh, interesting. I wonder what's going on there, if they couldn't come to an agreement on licensing. And I know that a lot of, artists that may end their contract with Diamond Art Club or they can't come to agreement, not always is that announced and Diamond Art Club comments on it. They just kind of go away, over time. And then people might be like, hey, I haven't seen an XYZ kit come out in a while. What's going on? Like, I personally had a concern about that late last year because I hadn't seen very many Ivy Dollamore kits get released. And I was like, oh no, did I lose Ivy Dollamore off of Diamond Art Club? And I was going to be really bummed out, but then here comes Cyber Monday, and then I got hit with a bunch of them. So hopefully that license is still going to continue through 2024. And in fact, I'm pretty sure it is because I've ordered, well, that's not always a good judge. I was going to say I ordered a kit in 2024 from Ivy Dollamore, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the contract is still up to date and good to go. Hold on. Let me get past these folks. So you might come up here and then do a lap or two around the parking lot because it's starting to get dark and it is slippery. So as much as I like the trail of it all, it's not exactly the ideal setting because of the ice and the time of day. But I think we can get through this. I don't have a ton to say. Well, I always have a ton to say, but you know what I mean. So anyway, you never really know when a license or a contract has expired over on Diamond Art Club. I've never gone this way. They don't announce like, oh, these artists are leaving or we just signed this artist. It's just kind of, you hope that you'll always have your favorite artists or artists that you love on the site, but there's always that chance, you know? So anyway, bummed to see it. And I know a lot of people were not happy. So I kind of read all that and was like, all right, I see what's happening. You know, I see people aren't super happy about this. And then shortly after I had seen all that, I got a couple comments roll in that were like, did you know that DAC is no longer licensing Hannah Lynn? And one of them was on my vlog that I just filmed where I was talking about me being unsure of how Diamond Art Club, you know, writes their contracts or stuff like that. And I think I had mentioned that, you know, I'm sure there are artists on Diamond Art Club that are more traditional digital artists that aren't super happy with AI artists existing in the same space. Nope, I don't know what that is. Oh, it's a little dog boot. A dog lost their booty. Because I think someone had commented that, you know, there's a chance that they'll be losing artists because they're now incorporating AI artists into their portfolio, and that's a potential issue. And I think I had commented or, you know, responded to that in some form or fashion. Hup, up, hup, good boy. Good boy. So someone mentioned it there. I think somebody else had mentioned it on my other video where I was talking about why I support AI artists. I'm like, well, just to let you know, Diamond Art Club lost Hannah Lynn. So I don't know if the assumption from those commenters, and you'll have to let me know if you did comment, if, you know, the assumption was that Hannah Lynn left because of this whole AI thing, or that's speculation, or that's a rumor that's going around. And then I got some direct messages from people saying, hey, you know, I know you bring up AI artists and DAC on your channel or on videos, just wanted to let you know that they lost Hannah Lynn. So I think those messages were a little bit more direct of like, I think this is why, you know, that was kind of the sentiment. And so I was like, before I respond to everyone, or before I comment on this or respond to those comments in future videos, let me just carve out some time in a shorter vlog and see what I can find. So this is really, you know, for those folks that are thinking or, you know, believe that that's what happened, or that's one of the reasons why Diamond Art Club lost Hannah Lynn, or you might be worried that, oh no, we're going to start losing all of our really tenured traditional digital artists on Diamond Art Club because they're making this decision to incorporate AI. I want to provide some information and some perspective because, the first thing that I did was look up if Hannah Lynn had commented on the situation, if Diamond Art Club had commented further on if this is because of their AI artists and traditional digital artists are getting upset. And of course I got spit out onto Reddit, which I try not to go on to, but that seems where the bulk of this information was. And the very first thing that someone had posted, and in fact, I don't have cell phone service up here, but I took some screenshots so I could read it to you. That way it's not just hearsay from me, or I'm not parsing words. I'm going to give you exactly how this all happened. And this is really just to, once again, quell any rumors or misinformation about the situation, because I don't want people to be operating under the assumption that Diamond Art Club is losing artists like Hannah Lynn because of AI artists. I know that's a big concern. I know someone had mentioned on my last video, for every AI artist that they sign, they're taking away or, removing an opportunity from a traditional artist. So I just want to provide some context in case that is something you're worried about, and just give you the information directly from the horse's mouth. Because I don't want that rumor to spread, and I don't want that to feed into more of this anti-AI artists thing that's happening, this sentiment that just seems to it's a consistent issue, and it's a valid issue, but I want to provide some truth to some of these situations. So anyway, let's dive into it, and I'll finish with talking about kind of my plans about discussing this type of stuff going forward. But anyway, so let's see here. Did I not screenshot the actual comment? I didn't screenshot the actual comment. I'm sorry. Maybe I can link to where it's posted, but essentially someone had posted on a diamond painting Reddit or a Diamond Art Club Reddit. They were like, it's so sad to see Hannah Lynn go from Diamond Art Club. I can only assume this is because Diamond Art Club is starting to incorporate more AI artists, and I totally understand Hannah Lynn leaving Diamond Art Club because, AI is just this huge problem, and I don't think we're supposed to go in here with dogs. Let's turn around. This is the mansion, by the way, if I haven't shown this in previous videos. People do weddings and events up here. Up. Good boy. So essentially they were painting this picture, right? They were painting this picture on their comment that they never said they knew for sure, but they just were like, I can only assume this is why, and this is what happens when you start putting AI artists on your diamond painting site. So it's almost kind of like not only calling out Diamond Art Club, but also just like giving a subtle warning to the diamond painting businesses in general, like, see what happens? You're going to lose all your popular artists if you go down this path. And I was like, hold on a minute. Hold on just a darn minute here. You don't have any facts, and that's the whole problem, is like, people say stuff like this, disparaging AI art and artists, but there's no like confirmation, or fact behind it. And it just, once again, gets under my skin. So I looked at that and I was like, oh, here we go. And of course there's comments of like, this is why I hate AI, and I won't buy AI anything, and DAC is making a huge mistake by letting Hannah Lynn go in favor of AI artists, or blah, 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 that kind of thing. Like, just, they take that assumption that somebody made, not based in fact, and then people run with it as fact. And it just, it gets under my skin. So I was scrolling down and I'm like, am I just doom scrolling at this point? Like, is this just going to be a pile-on of, anti-AI artists and, speaking for Hannah Lynn. Here's another little dog booty. What the heck is this? There's little dog booties on this path. So anyway, so I kept scrolling down. I'm like, oh no. And then who comes in like a white horse to clarify the situation, but not only Diamond Art Club themselves, but also Hannah Lynn. So I was like, this is exactly what I'm hoping to see more from shops that have AI artists on their or in their portfolio, is take at least a little bit of a stand for your business decisions and stand behind them, and support all the artists that you carry. So it just made me happy to see that they were actually willing to engage in that way, because it is risky for them to comment on this stuff, but I'm glad that they did. So I'm just going to read you what I took a screenshot of, and then I'll kind of just, too long didn't read, or just kind of summarize what I took from it, and then that'll be that. So, okay. So, I'm going to start with Hannah Lynn's comment, I think. Let me see what else Diamond Art Club said. Here we go. I'll start with the Diamond Art Club's first comment. They said, "Hi there. We've noticed there's been considerable speculation and interest from the community. To clarify, the original post has several inaccuracies." So that's the person that was like, "I believe it's because of AI, and this is, blah, blah, blah." Hannah Lynn has long been a valued artist in our family. Although both parties were open to renewal, we couldn't agree on terms that suited both. We have mutually agreed to let the contract expire. All we can disclose without breaching our non-disclosure agreement is that the separation was amicable. We assure everyone that it wasn't due to AI. Diamond Art Club doesn't collaborate with artists who exclusively use AI. Any artist using AI must declare it and and significantly hand finish their work, or they'd be breaching their contract with us. And by significant, we mean more than minor tweaks. We require before and after photos from new artists to verify their skill level, and we churn away 9 out of 10 applicants who rely heavily on AI. Though not obligatory, we choose to honor Hannah Lynn by transforming 3 images from her coloring book contest into diamond paintings as a heartfelt goodbye. Stay tuned for these unique additions in the upcoming months. So that's the first comment from Diamond Art Club in regards to this situation. So once again, just to drive the point home, they're stating expressively that this was not due to any sort of issues with Hannah Lynn and Diamond Art Club related to AI or AI artists on their site. So if that's something that you believe, I guess you could continue to believe that, but you also have to believe that Diamond Art Club is just bold-faced lying to you. And if you don't think they're the type of company that would just out and out lie like that, then if you were under that assumption, hopefully that clears things up for you. And although they do have this vetting process that they're describing, so now here's where I might have some questions is, it's really hard to know, even though I believe that AI artists should be coming through, in most circumstances, should be coming through to do some hand touching, some reworking, some editing to make an image, quote unquote, truly their own, or add some additional pieces or layers of work to it in addition to what they've done through tools like Midjourney. I just personally find those images to look a little bit more cleaner, more interesting to me. Doesn't mean that they always have to, but I personally like that. But it's really hard to vet that from not only using the tool a little bit recently and seeing how clean it went. I'll give you a spoiler to an upcoming video talking about my journey with Midjourney, but I was shocked by how clean and ready to rock and roll some of the images that I created using prompts could be to a lot of people. Now, were they necessarily perfect for me? No, but they weren't the sloppy mess that some of the apps that I had been using on my phone were. Midjourney is much more at like a pro level as far as an image. Once the computer generates it, I could see someone saying, perfect, send it off. I don't like that necessarily, but I was surprised. So the whole vetting of like seeing before and afters, like I could see ways around that to trick a company into thinking that it's a before and after when really it's just two different AI art images using variations and making some slight adjustments to the first image it pushed out. So that's tough. That's tough. I get a little worried about that vetting process, but okay, Diamond Art Club. So anyway, that's the comment there. And then Hannah Lynn popped on to say, hello. I think this might actually be from Facebook. It's true that Diamond Art Club and I couldn't come to an agreement that served both of our business interests moving forward. Oraloa was a contract that my previous agent signed, but the images they were able to provide to Oraloa were limited due to our agent-artist separation. So she separated with her agent. Come here. And Dreamer Designs... Wait. Having said that, I'm in talks with Oraloa directly now due to terminating that agent contract. And Dreamer Designs to move forward with Diamond Art Kits and also other fun products. Diamond Art Club and I still have a little bit to go together before we part ways. They are still releasing the coloring contest kits and may still have some new ones and also have inventory to clear. But things are in talks and plans behind the scenes, so we can all look forward to some new things in the near future and possibly some new homes for some of the past best sellers. Having said that, we all know kits can always be retired or not renewed no matter who they are with, so if you see something you want and it's available, now is the time to grab it. So, kind of summarizing that, the contract was mutually separated, or the licensing agreement was mutually allowed to expire between Hannah Lynn and Diamond Art Club, and Hannah Lynn is in talks directly with Oraloa and Dreamer Designs for maybe potentially a new licensing agreement. So we may see Hannah Lynn kits pop up. More kits on Oraloa. It sounds like there might already be a couple from a previous agreement between Hannah / her agent and Oraloa, but she's trying to expand upon that. And then Dreamer Designs would be a new, as far as I know, maybe Dreamer Designs has previously had or currently has Hannah Lynn, but a new contract at least with Dreamer Designs. So that's an update there. Once again, you know, we're not hearing Hannah Lynn say, "Oh, I'm leaving Diamond Art Club." It's not amicable. She's not saying I'm leaving them because they upset me with their AI artists that they're carrying. No time was that said or specified. Now, once again, if you choose not to believe what she's saying, or maybe think that she's skirting the subject and covering that up for whatever reason to help Diamond Art Club out, fine. I don't think that's the case. I don't know what the true reason is. I could see Hannah Lynn asking for more than they typically would license for, maybe because Oraloa or Dreamer Designs is offering more. So she's going to the table saying, hey, this is all speculation. I'm speculating wildly here. But it could be a possibility that she's coming to the table saying, hey, it's time to renew my contract. Here's what these other shops are putting on the table for me. Can you match or exceed that? And maybe the answer was no. I don't know. They're not giving what happened, but what I'm hearing from both the company and the artist is that AI was not a contributing factor in this decision. Okay, so then more people over on Reddit went on to be like, oh, I still think it's AI, and I don't think Diamond Art Club should be carrying AI artists, and it's devaluing, their total portfolio, yada, yada, yada. So Diamond Art Club jumped in to that conversation and said, here, this is all direct quotes, "Actually, last month we encountered an unexpected issue with some of our long-established artists who've been with us since before the AI era, submitting AI-generated images. We've always trusted their work, which led to these submissions reaching the voting stage without detailed scrutiny. While the voting criteria are not stringent, the process our pixel artists use to convert artwork into diamond painting charts for production is quite thorough. This incident prompted us to update our contracts in 2024. Now, any similar actions will be considered a breach of contract, resulting in a 50% loss of royalties and could lead to discontinuing our collaboration with those artists. This doesn't mean we'll always be 100% successful, but we do our best to filter as much as we can to ensure all artwork we sell meets our high standard. Occasionally, there are also instances where AI was used and the artwork tweaked by hand made it to the vote and won, but upon closer examination, we found quality wasn't 100%. We then approached the artist and asked them to make further changes and clean up the artwork if they wanted us to proceed. Some comply, but the others decide it's not worth the effort and ask us to skip it. Edit: AI checkers are far from accurate and cannot be fully relied upon. So I found this to be probably the most interesting piece of what Diamond Art Club said in regards to this situation or this kind of flare up, is that they've encountered long-standing quote unquote traditional digital artists that are very popular within Diamond Art Club that attempted to submit AI artwork as though it was 100% done with their own hand, no AI tools involved. That really stuck with me because I think one of the biggest things that I think a lot of people draw the line in the sand for themselves is, I want to support artists that do everything by hand. I want to continue to support, whoa, the lights just went out. I want to continue to support the artists that I know and love and have leaned on for so long as some of my favorite pieces of artwork and doing them as diamond paintings. And Diamond Art Club's coming in and saying, some of those artists have been transitioning their artwork over to AI and trying to slip it underneath our nose. Now, personally, I don't have a problem with that as a concept, but for Diamond Art Club's customers and for us as consumers, or for the common consumer, I'm going to consider myself not as common because I don't think I'd have a huge problem with that. But right now the sentiment is there's a difference between AI artists and in the traditional digital artists that I love. But what if the traditional artists that you love are making this transition over to AI? Where does that leave you and how you feel about this whole situation? If Diamond Art Club was to put out a list of the, tenured artists that you've known and loved since you started, shopping from Diamond Art Club, and you realize this person's, attempting to submit AI or is now using AI, this person's using AI, does that, and this is a question for everyone, does that mean that you would no longer support those long-term artists, or are you willing to accept that and still love their artwork for what it is and grow and evolve with them? I'm really curious. That really jumped out to me because I think we work under the impression that if traditional digital artists who have years of skill and have been developing their skill for so long and they're so much more skilled than AI artists, we just assume that they would never start incorporating AI tools because they don't need to. But here we're hearing, directly from Diamond Art Club that some of them are. Not only are some of them doing that, but they're not disclosing it, and they're trying to, they're like, nope, this was all me. And then it's proven that it's not. So where does that leave you and how you feel about this situation? I'm honest, I want to know, because I know a lot of people have commented previous vlogs and videos that I've done about AI art, is that's where the line in the sand is for you. And so now that line gets blurred, what do you do? What do you do? So I found that to be really interesting. The other thing that jumped out to me there is they're saying that if they catch one of their artists doing something like that, then they're considering that a breach of contract, and therefore their royalties, commissions, that type of thing will be deducted by 50%. I understand if their contracts in the contract it states that they're not allowed to use AI tools if they're not signed as such. I get that. Any breach of contract, could have them subject to that type of thing. Fine, I understand that. But I would love to know, are they only offering their AI artist 50% of what they offer their digital artists that don't use that tool, or is that just a penalty amount? I'm really curious about that. Because if AI artists are only being offered half of what other digital artists are getting, that would be a problem for me. And in fact, that might change my view on, I guess I'll say it. Yeah, I honestly think it would change where I purchase diamond paintings, to be completely honest. Because I do believe there's a lot of value and there's a lot of skill that can be required for developing AI images. And I don't think those artists, if they're making really impactful artwork, should be getting less than other artists. So, or that much less, half, my gosh. So I'd be curious to know if that's the rate that they offer the AI artist, or that's just a penalty that's been imposed for breaching contract. So if you have any insider knowledge and can provide proof of some kind, I'd love to know that, because if that's the case, I probably, to be completely honest, I'd be a little bit more wary, or I'd be a little bit more hesitant to purchase AI kits from Diamond Art Club. I'd much rather reach out to an AI artist directly, do an individual license, and pay them directly for my one-time use of their image. Because Diamond Art Club's not discounting AI kits by 50%. So where's the difference in that profit margin going? Because it's not trickling back down to us as the consumer. And so if it's not going to the artist and we're not saving that 50%, who gets that? Who's taking advantage of that method? I wonder. So if that truly is the case, then I'd probably just only purchase artwork from Diamond Art Club that doesn't list that it's AI, and reach out to an artist that can do individual licensing, and just be like, hey, I'm gonna shoot you $100 for this one-time use for a custom that I'm gonna do through another shop. I think that would be my path forward. I'm operating right now under the assumption that Diamond Art Club offers all their artists, regardless of their tools that they use, the same royalties. Might be wrong. I might be wrong. That was an eye-opener for me. Okay. And I think that's pretty much it on that. Yeah, they had mentioned that AI artists, some of their images, they request them to be tweaked, and then the artist is like, not worth my time to go through and do that. That's all reasonable. If those types of vetting to make sure that they have the highest quality images come through their voting and go through production, that's all fine. But that just speaks to why these artists that utilize AI tools should be compensated the same. If you're going to tell me that we put them through this extreme vetting process and we make sure that all artists that utilize AI as a tool is put through the same rigorous standards of high quality that anything else we release is, and we make sure that, it's all equally as good, then they should be paid as such. If they opened a separate part of their website called DACAI, and they had kits that were 30, 40, 50% less than their other artists, then fine. fine. I can see some reasoning and rationale behind that if they want to pursue that avenue. I don't believe that should be the case. I think it should all be equal and they should all be priced the same. But if you're going to ensure that their quality is the same and vet them and pick apart their images and thoroughly make sure that it's up to the high standard as any other artist, and you're going to price them the same, that 70 by 96 centimeter Abraham Hunter is $74.99, and the 99 by 70 whatever centimeter from Eau Claire Studios is the same price, then the artist should be getting compensated the same. That's just the bottom line. That's just numbers. But if you're going to give me that Eau Claire Studios kit for $34.99 with the understanding that they're, that you're going to compensate them differently, even though I don't think that's right. If you're going to go that route, then the price should reflect that. So I got mixed vibes there, a little bit of kind of, I love Diamond Art Club, don't get me wrong, and this might be shooting myself in the foot from ever being selected for a sneak peek, and I might be on some blacklist now. But I don't want Diamond Art Club, a company that I love and respect, and one of my favorite companies to support. And as far as dollars spent on like things like just non-necessities, Diamond Art Club gets a huge chunk of my discretionary funds. I don't want to hear them talking out of both sides of their mouth, and I was feeling a little tinge of that in that last comment there, especially when they started talking about 50% penalty. I'm like, well, wait a minute. How much you actually paying your AI artists? If it's 50%, I have a very large problem with that. So anyway, that's all I really wanted to comment on about that topic, and just kind of provide an update. So to recap, final thing, Hannah-Lynn, from her own mouth and from what Diamond Art Club is saying, did not leave Diamond Art Club because they are now carrying AI artists. So if that's what you were thinking, please let that go. So yeah. And then as far as the general topic of AI, I feel like and this is fine, I'm okay being this guy, but I worry that other people might be getting tired of me being the AI guy, because I feel like because I talk about it a lot and people feel, which I want to keep encouraging the conversation. Don't let this discourage you from commenting on my comments, but I feel like people comment about it, so then I respond to it, so it's incorporated in my videos, and then people comment on it. So we're gonna keep talking about this pretty much every responding to your comments video or every vlog. Like it's just kind of now ingrained in our conversation, which I think is a good thing. I like that people feel comfortable talking about it. But I think going forward, if I see anything major as far as like breaking news about diamond painting and AI, I might save it for either my videos where I'm learning about Midjourney, or I'll carve out a specific video where we're just talking AI. And so I'll save the topic until then. I'll reserve the comments in regards to AI and AI artwork for maybe more specific videos, as opposed to every responding to your comments. I might just hold those until I'm in the right headspace. I've done enough research and looking into it. I can, speak intelligently about it. And that way it'll give us a little bit of a reprieve, as opposed to it coming up on more videos. That's my idea. Let me know if you don't mind it coming up more frequently and me touching on it more frequently, but I also worry that people might just be over it. So I'm not over it, but I also don't want it to consume everything that I talk about at the same time, if that makes sense. So let me know if you're okay with me holding the AI conversation for more specific AI videos. That way, if you decide that it's not for you, you don't have to, you can skip that one, Just being a little bit more intentional with how it comes up. Let me know if that's something you care about or you'd prefer. If you don't care and you don't mind hearing about it more sporadically and more, frequently, then I'll just talk about it as it comes up in real time. But I just don't want to I don't want to have people feeling burnt out about the topic and feeling like, oh, all Anthony does is talk about AI. I'm not going to watch his channel anymore because I'm just overhearing about it. I just don't want that to be the case with this or any other controversial topic or a topic that might get people fired up. But at the same time, I'm not going to shy away from it by any means, and I'm not going to ask people to not comment about it or not engage with me about it. In fact, I would encourage more of that. It gives us more of an opportunity to learn together. It's just about, do I need to carve out a more specific and appropriate time for it? I don't know. I just want to respect your time and your interests, and respect everyone's feelings and concerns about it. And so I just worry that putting it in front of your face every a couple times a week or a few times a week might get a little taxing. So just let me know. Let me know, first question, now that Hearing Diamond Art Club has run into some issues with some long-time digital artists trying to pass AI artwork over in breach of their contract, does that change how you feel about some of your favorite artists, or how you would feel about your favorite artists should you find out that they are incorporating AI tools into their process? Would that shift how you craft and diamond paint and shift your, who you support, even if you've loved them for years? And then B, do you want me to carve out specific videos for this so you can make the decision to listen or not? Or are you okay with it just kind of finding its way naturally? So yeah, I just love you. I love everyone. I don't want to stop talking about this, but I also don't want to put off anybody. So hope that makes sense. I'm taking a look at the lights of the city here. You can't really see them super well, but they're there. But anyway, don't forget to like, subscribe, share this content with friends, family members, anyone that you think might take some value out of it. We did just under 3 miles, and yeah, happy placing. We'll see you next time. Bye. Say bye. Oh, come here. Bye. Come on. Oh, okay. Good boy. Whoa. That was aggressive. Okay, bye.